Hey there, kindergarten dolphins. Let's go ahead and get started with some reading today. We're going to begin with our objective. So I'll start and you repeat. Objective is what we are going to learn. Let's go ahead and flip over our objective. All right, it says, I can answer questions about a story I hear. Now today, we are actually going to be hearing a poem, not quite a story. We'll be talking about what the difference is between a poem and a story, and then we're going to answer some questions about it and learn some things about it and actually do a little bit of writing about it. So that'll be really fun. And I want to let you know today is our last day talking about our friend Alf. Next week we'll be meeting a brand new super kid. So enjoy our last day with Alf today and let's get started. All right, since we are using our ears today, we better warm them up. We're gonna play a little game to get our ears warmed up. Now you don't need anything for this game except your ears. So make sure they're turned all the way on. Make sure they're on. Are they on? Okay, I hope they're on. Okay, for this game, we're gonna be listening to the middle sounds in our words. Remember, we have beginning, middle, and ending sounds in words. We're going to be listening to the middle sounds. I'm going to tell you two different words. If they have the same sound in the middle, we're going to give a big thumbs up. If they have a different sound in the middle, we're going to give a thumbs down. So let me give you an example. Here's two words. Sat, hat. Do they have the same sound in the middle? Yes, they do. They both have the ah sound in the middle, which happens to be letter A. Now, what about these two words? Sat, hop. Do they have the same sound in the middle? No, they don't. Sat has the at sound in the middle. Hop has the sound in the middle. So one of them had the ah and one of them had the ah sound. So they're not the same. All right, I hope you're ready. Now it's your turn. Your first two words are dot, fox. Do they have the same sound in the middle or do they have different sounds in the middle? Dot, fox. They have the same. They have the same middle sounds. Dot has the ah sound and fox has the ah sound. Great job. Okay, shake it out. Let's do another one. Bath, fun. Bath, fun. Do they have the same sounds in the middle or different sounds? They have different sounds. Bath has the ah sound in the middle. Fun has an sound in the middle. Not the same. All right, here comes another one. Camp, hand. Camp, hand. Do they have the same sound or different sounds? They have the same sound, so big thumbs up. They have the ah sounds in the middle. Camp and and. They both have the ah sound in the middle. Great job. Let's do a couple more. Here is your next one. Rock, hot. Rock, hot. Are they the same or different? They're the same. Very good. Rock has the ah sound in the middle. Ot has the ah sound in the middle. Great job. Okay, what about plan, sick? Plan, sick. Do they have the same sound in the middle or different? They're different. They have different sounds. Plan has and has the ah sound. Sick has the I sound. Sick. So they had different sounds in the middle. Great job, you guys. I think our ears are warmed up now. Okay, we are going to hear our poem now. Now remember, today we're hearing a poem instead of a story. The difference between a poem and a story is that a poem is going to have some rhythm. Now, what is rhythm? Well, we've talked about it in music class with Mr. Kim. It's when you can kind of maybe tap along and hear a steady beat in your words. So for example, a type of poem that has rhythm might be like a nursery rhyme. You might have heard this one before. I'm going to tap along to it so you can hear the rhythm. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the day begun, hickory dickory dock. Did you hear how that had some rhyming words and it had some rhythm? I could tap my foot along and make a steady beat with it. We're going to be able to hear how this poem has rhythm. The title of this poem, the name of it, is called Pretending. What's pretending? To pretend means to make believe. Why do you think we're learning about pretending? Well, remember our friend Alf likes to pretend. He likes to pretend to go on really big adventures. We heard about him and Cass pretending yesterday. They were in their neighborhood pretending it was a crazy adventure with mountains and lions and alligators and rivers, even though it was just their neighborhood. So in this poem, we're going to hear about a different character. We don't have a name for this character, but it's another little boy who likes to play pretend. Now in this poem, this little boy is going to be pretending to be different kinds of animals. We're going to hear about some different movements. One of the movements we're going to hear about is called swaying. Now when you sway, you kind of rock from side to side, swaying. So we're going to hear about an animal that sways in this poem. Also going to hear about an animal that hunches up. To hunch up kind of means that you're like crouched down, your back is arched, you're hunched up. We're also going to hear about an animal swooping. Swooping. To swoop means that you're kind of flying down and up again. Swoop. It's kind of this action. Swooping. So those are some of the different vocabulary words you might hear. Some of the different words that you're not familiar with. We're going to hear about these in our poem. Okay, so now we're going to hear our poem. You might not know all of the words that you hear, but you can always listen and hear some of the other things in the poem and use those as clues to try and understand the other words you might not know. So let's give it a listen.
Pretending. Of course I'm me, but after that, nobody knows that I am a cat. My kitten does and says purr purr, and I say purr 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 to her. And when she stretches, I do too. Then I say meow, and she says mew. Nobody knows that I am a hill, sitting and listening very still, to grass and thistles and rustling seeds, or crickets chirping under weeds. Nobody knows when I sway and sway, I'm being a tree on a windy day. And when there's nothing better to do, I'm a fat old cow that says moo. Or else I do what any bee does. I fly to a flower and say buzz. And sometimes in summer, whenever I wish, I'm a water bug in our pool, or a fish, or an all hunched up and grumpy frog sitting and grunting on a log. But best is when the swallows fly with a chirp and a twitter across the sky. I am a swallow as swift as they, and up I go and swoop away. And oh, what fun it is to see, down in our garden, myself watching me. Mummy calls me her precious lamb, but never the other things I am. And I am glad, 'cause who would hug a frog or a bee or a water bug? This is the end of the poem.
So we heard about this little boy who liked to pretend to be lots of different things. Now I'm going to ask you a question about the poem, and I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of writing as well. Okay, so here is your question. It says, what were some of the things that the character in the poem pretended to be? So we heard about how he was pretending to be a lot of different things. So we heard about how he was pretending to be a lot of different things. What were some of those things? Can you remember? Now the next thing I want to know is if you could be any of those things, what would you want to pretend to be? And here's what you're going to do. You're going to use practice page 26 in your practice pages book. So if you open up your practice pages book, here it is, practice page 26. And you'll notice it has a place for a picture and some places to write some letters, some sentences. And what I want to know is what would you want to pretend to be? We're going to use this sentence starter. I am. In the poem, the boy was talking about a lot of different things that he was pretending to be. And he would say, I am. He talked about being a cat, a hill, a bird. Which one would you want to be? Would you want to pretend to be a cat? Would you want to pretend to be a swallow, a bird like him? Would you want to be a lamb, a hill? What would you want to pretend to be? You're going to start your sentence with I am a, and it looks like this. And then you can fill in what you would want to pretend to be. And then go ahead and draw a picture of it here. Remember, you can always use your resources like your word wall book, or you know what other book has a lot of different words about animals? Your Oswald book, if you have your Oswald student book. Or maybe you can sound out a few animals. I bet you could sound out how to spell dog or cat. So give it a try. Think about what you would want to pretend to be. And then for your homework, you're going to take a picture. For your homework, you're going to take a video answering your question about what kinds of things the boy was pretending to be. And then show me your picture and read your sentence telling me what you would want to pretend to be. Now the last thing I want to let you know is that we are going to be all done with our friend Alf this week. So you still have a couple things left in your Alf student book and your library book. If on Tuesday your reading group didn't get a chance to get to this page, you're welcome to do this. This is actually a fun matching game where you can cut out your lowercase letters and try and match them to your uppercase letters. Now you can glue them on, or you can play it with a grown-up at your house where you have to pull a lowercase letter and match it, kind of like when you play memory. The other thing that you all have is your Alf library book. Now, we didn't get a chance to read this in our reading groups, but you can always hear the story on your Super Kids online fun app. And you have the book at home, so you can color it in and read along with it. And Oswald is in it too. So go ahead and do those things. That's some fun stuff you can do tomorrow or over the weekend. And then next week, we're gonna meet a brand new Super Kid. All right, I'll check in with you all later. Bye.